1973 D Lincoln 1 cent penny. What makes this penny so special, and why could it be worth more than you think? Stick around, because in this video, we'll uncover its true market value and explore whether it has the potential to reach millions in the future. Asterisk, this little copper-clad penny, minted at the Denver Mint in 1973, may seem like just another coin from the 1970s, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. The 1973 D Lincoln penny features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But today, we're not just talking about its design, we're going to dive into its current market value and explore what makes it potentially a hidden gem in your collection. Asterisk, the 1973 D penny is one of those coins that doesn't immediately stand out on the surface. After all, millions were produced. In fact, nearly 4 billion 1973 D pennies were minted. So, you might be wondering, how could a coin that was made in such large quantities be worth more than its face value? The key lies in its rarity, condition, and a few other factors that we'll discuss. Asterisk, so, first, let's talk about the condition of the 1973 D penny. As you may know, coin condition plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that are in mint state, or have minimal wear and tear, are typically more valuable than those that show signs of age. This means that if you have a 1973 D penny that's in pristine condition, it could be worth more than just a few cents. Asterisk, when it comes to grading coins, the standard scale ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. For a 1973 D penny to be considered valuable, it typically needs to be in grades of MS64 or higher. Coins in these higher grades, like MS65, MS66, or even MS67, can fetch hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars at auction. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1973 D pennies have been found with errors or variations that make them even rarer and more valuable. Asterisk, in some cases, the 1973 D penny can exhibit die errors, which occur when the coin is struck with a damaged or misaligned die. This can result in doubling, which is when the details of the coin, like the date or lettering, appear duplicated. These kinds of errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of a coin. For example, a 1973 D penny with a visible doubling error could be worth upwards of several $100s depending on its condition. Asterisk, so, what's the current market value of a typical 1973 D Lincoln penny? In its most common, circulated condition, the 1973 D penny is generally worth about 1 to 2 cents. But here's where it gets exciting. In uncirculated, high-grade conditions, a 1973 D penny can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5, and sometimes even higher if it has that elusive die error. Now, for those of you hoping for a massive payday, let's take a closer look at the market for ultra-rare coins. Asterisk, as with many coins, a handful of special editions or ultra-rare specimens of the 1973 D penny have been sold for astronomical prices at auctions. We're talking about coins in mint state 67 or higher, coins that have survived nearly half a century in perfect condition. In some cases, such coins can fetch up to $10,000 or more. Yes, you heard that right. Tens of thousands of dollars for a single 1973 D penny in perfect condition. But that's not all. If a 1973 D penny happens to exhibit a unique error, like a significant double die or other minting anomaly, it could be worth even more. Some rare coins have gone on to reach market values in the hundreds of thousands to millions. Asterisk, while it's rare to see a 1973 D penny reach the $1 million mark, it's certainly possible for rare examples with unique errors and in exceptional condition to fetch extraordinary prices at auction. Coin collectors around the world are always looking for rare finds, and if you happen to have a 1973 D penny that stands out, it could be your ticket to a major windfall. Asterisk, so, does the 1973 D Lincoln penny have the potential to become $1 million coin? Well, if you're lucky enough to find one in impeccable condition, or if you've got a rare, error-filled penny tucked away in your collection, there's always a chance. While the average 1973 D penny won't break the bank, the right one, if you find it, could make you a fortune. Be sure to get your coins professionally graded to find out their true value, and who knows, you could be sitting on a rare treasure. Asterisk. 1976 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about rare finds, you're going to want to stick around because this coin could be worth way more than you think. Grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover why the 1976 D Lincoln penny is more than just pocket change. You might be holding a potential treasure that could be worth millions. Let's explore its history, what makes it rare, and how much it could be worth today. Before we talk about its value, let's set the stage. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was struck by the U.S. Mint in Denver during the United States bicentennial, marking 200 years of American independence. This wasn't just any regular penny, it was a part of a national celebration, and its design features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Produced in the Denver Mint with the D Mint mark, this coin is part of the ongoing series of pennies honoring Lincoln's legacy, but what makes this particular year so special is the sheer volume of coins minted and the slight variations that could turn this common penny into a jackpot. Now, let's get into why this coin could be worth much more than its face value. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was made in large numbers, but certain characteristics make it stand out, especially when considering its condition. There are two main factors that could make a 1976 D penny extremely valuable. First, minting errors. Minting errors are one of the primary reasons a coin can skyrocket in value. Some 1976 D pennies were struck with interesting flaws. Think off-center strikes, double die errors, or weak strikes. These imperfections can significantly increase a coin's value, as collectors often hunt for these rare, quirky specimens. For example, a double die error occurs when the design of the coin is struck multiple times, leading to overlapping impressions. This can make the coin appear blurry or have a ghosted effect, especially around Lincoln's eye or on the lettering. So, how much could you get for your 1976 D penny today? The market value depends largely on the condition of the coin, and it can range from just a few cents to thousands of dollars. But let's break it down based on the most common grades. If your coin is in average circulation condition, you're probably looking at around 1 to 2 cents, which is what most of these coins are worth. However, if your coin is in mint or near mint condition, its value could easily be anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on the grade. But here's where things get exciting. If you have a high-grade 1976 D penny in mint state, the value can go up to $100 or more. And that's just the beginning. Now, if your penny has a rare minting error, that's where things get really interesting. A 1976 D penny with a noticeable error, like a double die or off-center strike, can fetch anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on the rarity and condition. Hold on, did you say $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. While a typical 1976 D penny won't make you a millionaire, it's still possible, though rare. There have been instances where certain unique mint errors or pristine examples of this coin have sold for exorbitant amounts. Coins with exceptional rarity, like those with unique mistakes or those graded as gem mint or proof, have been known to auction for close to $1 million, though these examples are few and far between. Think of it like finding a needle in a haystack, but for the lucky collector, it's a life-changing discovery. For example, a 1976 D penny with an extraordinary mint error could end up being auctioned for millions if the right buyer steps in, much like other rare coin sales that have broken records over the years. So how do you know if your 1976 D penny is worth more than just a few cents? Let's break it down into simple steps. Step 1. Look for minting errors. Inspect your coin closely for any signs of double dies, off-center strikes, or any other unusual features. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for a more detailed view. Step 2. Check the condition of your penny. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin will be. You can grade your coin using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to perfect, MS70. Step 3. Have your coin professionally graded. If you think your coin might be worth a significant amount, getting it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC is a great way to increase its value and credibility. That wraps up today's deep dive into the 1976 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most of these coins are worth just pennies, there's always the chance that yours could hold something special. Keep your eyes peeled, because with a little luck and a keen eye, you could be holding a hidden treasure. 1977 Abraham Lincoln penny could be worth a fortune. You'd probably think I was crazy, right? But stick around, because we're diving deep into the hidden treasure of the 1977 Mint Mark Lincoln penny and how this coin could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions. So, let's get started. Before we jump into its worth, let's take a closer look at the 1977 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted to honor President Abraham Lincoln, as part of the ongoing series that began in 1909, celebrating his 100th birthday. But what makes the 1977 penny so interesting is that it looks like your everyday penny, nothing too special about it, right? Well, that's where you're wrong. Every coin that's produced by the U.S. Mint carries a mint mark, usually found under Abraham Lincoln's shoulder on the front of the penny. This mint mark indicates where the coin was minted, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mark generally means the coin was struck in Philadelphia. Now, most 1977 Lincoln pennies carry either a D or no mint mark. But here's where things get interesting. In 1977, a small batch of Lincoln pennies were struck in Philadelphia, but for some unknown reason, some of these coins didn't carry the usual D mint mark. At first glance, this may not seem like a big deal. After all, the no mint mark coins from Philadelphia are common. However, there's a twist to this story that makes these pennies highly sought after by collectors. Rarely, a 1977 penny with no mint mark is mistaken for a proof coin, which could explain its unique appeal. The most valuable of these coins are those that are uncirculated and exhibit flawless, mint-quality characteristics. What sets the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny apart is its rarity. Despite looking similar to its other counterparts, these specific pennies are far fewer in circulation, and when found in uncirculated condition, they attract heavy attention from collectors and investors alike. They are considered an error coin and are highly valuable, even though most people overlook them. Now, let's talk about the money. As of now, a typical 1977 no mint mark penny in circulated condition can fetch you anywhere from $1 to $5. Nothing extraordinary, right? But here's the kicker: if you have a jet quality, uncirculated 1977 penny, it can sell for upwards of $200 to $500. But wait, it gets better. If you find an exceptionally rare 1977 no mint mark penny that has been graded by a reputable coin grading service, such as a coin with an MS67 or higher, you could be looking at a coin worth over $1,000. However, for the true collectors and investors out there, certain pieces of this era coin have been known to reach close to $10,000 in auctions, depending on its condition and market demand. Now, we know that era coins can be incredibly valuable, but the real million-dollar question is, could a 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny ever hit the $1,000,000 mark? While it's highly unlikely for a 1977 penny to ever be worth $1 million based on current trends, there's always a chance. Coins like these tend to rise in value over time, especially as they become rarer and harder to find in pristine condition. If you were to stumble upon a 1977 no-mint Mark penny in perfect uncirculated condition, graded high by a top coin service, and if demand continues to grow, then a sale price of $1 million is not entirely out of the question. So, how can you find one of these treasures? Start by checking your pocket change, going through old rolls of pennies, and examining any 1977 pennies you come across carefully. Pay attention to those without mint marks or those that show no signs of wear. To maximize its value, you'll want to get your coin professionally graded by a trusted service like the PCGS or NGC, which will give it a certification that proves its quality and authenticity. Once graded, you can sell it through coin dealers, auctions, or even online marketplaces like eBay. So, the 1977 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln Penny is far more than just an ordinary coin. It's a rare and valuable gem in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned expert, you might want to keep your eyes peeled for one of these hidden treasures. Who knows? You could be sitting on a gold mine, just waiting to be discovered. And as always, if you enjoyed today's deep dive into coin collecting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin tips and tricks, and drop a comment letting us know if you found any rare coins lately. 1978 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, particularly the elusive no-mint mark variety. But does this common-looking penny hold a secret worth millions? Let's find out. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our fascinating coin discoveries. At first glance, the 1978 Lincoln penny may look like just another copper coin minted during the late 70s. It features the iconic Abraham Lincoln bust, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse side showcases the Lincoln Memorial. But what makes this particular coin so special, especially the no-mint mark version, is its rarity and potential value in today's market. Normally, U.S. pennies feature a mint mark that indicates where they were struck, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Most pennies from 1978 carry the deep mint mark for Denver, but this particular no-mint mark version was produced in Philadelphia, and it's this absence that makes it such an intriguing piece for collectors. Typically, coins from Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but due to certain production errors, some 1978 pennies, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, were not stamped with a mint mark, which has led to an increased demand from numismatists and collectors. Now, you may be wondering, why does the absence of the mint mark make such a difference? Well, rarity is a key component when it comes to coin collecting. The more scarce a coin, the higher its value can potentially be. And while millions of 1978 pennies were minted, the no-mint mark variety is extremely rare. According to various reports, the number of unmarked 1978 pennies is believed to be far fewer than most of us realize, which makes them highly coveted by serious collectors. Some estimates say fewer than 10,000 of these unmarked coins were ever produced. So, how much is a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth? Well, this is where things get interesting. The value depends on factors like condition, rarity, and the current demand in the market. In average circulated condition, a 1978 no-mint mark penny may be worth anywhere from 50 cents to a couple of dollars. However, if you find one in mint condition, meaning it has been well preserved, or even better, graded as uncirculated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC, you could be looking at a much higher price tag. Graded coins, especially those at a high grade like MS65 or MS67, have been known to fetch anywhere from $100 to $200 at auction, depending on the market. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, can a 1978 no-mint mark penny be worth millions? While this idea is exciting to think about, the answer is more nuanced. While it's extremely rare for a 1978 no-mint mark penny to reach the $1 million mark, there have been instances of valuable coins in this category selling for hefty sums. However, these prices are usually reserved for coins with extreme rarity, perfect condition, and significant historical importance. At present, the highest reported prices for uncirculated 1978 no-mint mark pennies have been in the $1,000 to $3,000 range, but it's important to note that prices can fluctuate depending on the market and demand. Now, if you think you have a 1978 no-mint mark penny that could be worth a lot of money, how can you be sure? Here are a few tips. First, check for the date and the absence of a mint mark. Remember, Philadelphia coins won't have a mint mark, so it's important to differentiate between the regular 1978D and the rare unmarked variety. Next, examine the condition of the coin. Coins with less wear, strong details, and minimal scratches are more likely to have higher values. Lastly, if you're serious about selling or investing, it might be a good idea to have your coin professionally graded by services like NGC or PCGS. In conclusion, while the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might not be worth millions just yet, it still represents a fascinating piece of numismatic history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep an eye out for these rare coins. They could be worth a lot more than you think. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. And if you have any questions or thoughts about the 1978 penny, drop them in the comments below. 1978D Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, believe it or not, has the potential to be worth thousands, or even millions, depending on certain factors. In this video, we'll dive into the history, the current market value, and what makes certain 1978D Lincoln pennies so rare and desirable. So grab a seat, because by the end of this video, you might just be looking through your coin collection with a new perspective. First off, let's take a closer look at this iconic coin. The 1978D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, marked with a D on the reverse side. It features the well-known image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, on the obverse, and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. But while the design is familiar, there are some key details that can set certain 1978D pennies apart from the rest. So what makes the 1978D penny so special? Well, most of these pennies were minted in large numbers, so their face value, 1 cent, isn't anything to write home about. In fact, millions were produced, making them fairly common in circulation. But what a lot of people don't know is that certain variations of the 1978D penny could be worth significantly more. Now, let's talk about why some 1978D pennies are worth so much more than others. The most valuable 1978D pennies are those that have minting errors. Some of the key errors to look out for include doubling on the obverse or reverse, also known as a double die, or other rare misprints, like off-center strikes or planchet errors. Let's break it down a little more. A double die penny means that the design was struck twice during the minting process, causing certain parts of the image to appear doubled. This can make the coin a lot rarer and significantly more valuable. The 1978D penny with doubling in the word Liberty or in the date can fetch a price between $100 to $1,000, depending on the severity of the error. But what about those truly rare finds? Coins with substantial errors, like a severe double die or a dramatic off-center strike, could skyrocket in value, potentially reaching the thousands, or even millions, depending on the grade and condition. These high-quality, high-error coins are sought after by collectors who know the true value they hold. Now, let's talk about the market. When it comes to the 1978D Lincoln penny, its value is heavily influenced by its condition, rarity, and specific errors. A well-preserved coin with no visible wear and tear can fetch up to $5 to $10. But if you have a coin with a rare minting error, like the double die or an off-center strike, the value can shoot up dramatically. Rare minting errors from this year have been known to sell at auction for anywhere from $500 to over $1,000, with some exceptional examples even reaching $5,000 or more. But here's where things get really interesting. In the world of high-end coin auctions, we've seen rare 1978D pennies with extreme errors or unique characteristics go for a staggering $100,000 or more. Now, let's talk about the big one, the potential for $1 million coin. While it's not every day that a 1978D Lincoln penny reaches that kind of value, there have been some extraordinary finds that have sold for $1 million amounts. These rare pennies are typically those with multiple severe minting errors or those that have been preserved in flawless condition. The chance of finding one in circulation is rare, but it's not impossible. In fact, in recent years, we've seen record-breaking sales in the world of rare pennies. For example, a rare 1970 double-die penny sold for over $1 million at auction. If the right 1978 D penny were to be discovered, one with an extreme error and in mint condition, it could very well follow in those footsteps. So, what's the bottom line for your 1978 D Lincoln pennies? If you've got one in your collection, don't overlook it. While most are worth just a few cents, certain rare versions with minting errors could make you a lot of money. Always inspect your pennies carefully, and if you find something unusual, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Before you go, here's a pro tip. The best way to assess the value of your 1978 D penny is to have it professionally graded by a coin certification service like PCGS or NGC. This ensures that you know exactly what you're dealing with, especially if your penny has a rare error or is in mint condition. Alright, that wraps up today's video on the 1978 D Lincoln penny. If you've enjoyed this content and want to learn more about rare coins and how to spot their true value, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment below letting us know if you've ever found a rare coin. We're diving into the world of rare coins and exploring a gem that might be sitting right in your pocket without you even knowing it. The 1980 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, isn't just another penny you pass by. In fact, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. But what makes this coin so special? And why is it worth potentially millions of dollars? Stay tuned to find out the shocking truth. Welcome back to the channel, coin enthusiasts. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the incredible world of rare coins and their astonishing values. Now, let's jump right into it. At first glance, the 1980 Lincoln penny might seem like just another 1-cent piece. But look closer. What if I told you that this simple coin, made of copper and zinc, could be worth much more than its face value? In fact, certain 1980 pennies, without any mint mark, have been known to fetch up to $1 million in the right market conditions. Let's break down why. Most of us are familiar with the mint marks found on US coins. These marks show where a coin was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the 1980 penny, when it has no mint mark at all, stands out as a true rarity. Normally, pennies minted in 1980 came from the Denver Mint, which is why a lack of a mint mark is so curious. Let's take a quick look at the design. The 1980 penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, the true value lies not just in its appearance, but in the mysterious absence of the mint mark on some coins. This rare variation is often the result of a minting error. Experts suggest that these no mint mark 1980 pennies were the result of a production error. The mint mark was simply overlooked, making these coins incredibly rare. And that rarity is what drives up their value in the market. In fact, this mistake has led to some of the highest prices ever paid for a penny. The market for rare coins is robust and ever-changing. Some of these 1980 no mint mark pennies have been sold for upwards of $50,000 to $100,000. But hold on. The most extraordinary specimens, particularly those in excellent condition, can command prices in the millions. Why the big price tags, you might wonder? It's simple: rarity, demand, and condition. Coins in uncirculated condition, especially with sharp details, can bring in a much higher price. Additionally, certain coins have historical significance that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Coins in excellent condition, such as those graded by professionals at PCGS or NGC, can command top dollar. If you happen to have a well-preserved 1980 penny, especially one without any signs of wear or aging, you could have a serious asset in your collection. The grading of coins is crucial in determining their value. The more pristine the coin, the higher the price it will fetch. A 1980 penny without a mint mark that's graded at a mint state 67 or higher could be worth over $1 million. The higher the grade, the more likely it is that the coin is free of blemishes, scratches, or any other imperfections. Now, before you get too excited and start digging through your change jar, let's talk about how likely it is you'll find one of these rare coins. The truth is, it's extremely difficult to find a 1980 penny without a mint mark in circulation today. But don't give up hope just yet. If you know where to look and what to look for, you might just stumble upon a true treasure. Collectors and dealers have reported finding these rarities in old coin rolls, estate sales, and even in bank vaults. But remember, just because you find a 1980 penny with no mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth millions. The condition of the coin, its rarity, and the market demand all play a huge role in determining its value. If you do happen to find one of these elusive 1980 pennies without a mint mark, you'll want to get it appraised by a professional and possibly send it to a grading service. Only then will you truly know if you've uncovered a $1 million coin. So, to recap, the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an incredibly rare and valuable coin. With the potential to fetch anywhere from thousands to $1 million depending on its condition and grading, this penny is more than just pocket change. If you're a coin collector, this could be your next big find. But remember, patience and expertise are key to unlocking its true value. Hey, coin collectors and enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our deep dives into rare coins and their incredible market values. Today, we've got a very special coin to talk about, the 1951 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny might look like any other from the 1950s, but let me tell you, its value might surprise you. Let's jump right in and explore why this coin could be worth far more than its face value, potentially reaching $1 million territory. Sounds crazy? Stick around, because we've got the facts right here. Let's go. At first glance, the 1951 Lincoln penny seems like just another penny from the 1950s. It features the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln, with the reverse showing the famous memorial building. But what makes this coin stand out is that no mint mark feature, which is key to its rarity and value. Let's break that down. In 1951, most pennies came from one of 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the 1951 penny from the Philadelphia Mint does not have a mint mark, unlike those from Denver or San Francisco. So, what does this mean for collectors? Before we get into the coin's value, let's take a step back in history. The 1950s were an important era for U.S. coinage. The country had just come out of World War II, and the economy was booming. The Lincoln penny was, and still is, one of the most collected coins in American history. However, the coins minted during the 1950s, including the 1951, were produced in large numbers. So, how did a common penny from this time become one of the rarest, most valuable coins in the world? That's what we'll explore. So, what makes the 1951 no mint mark penny so rare? Well, let's talk about minting numbers. In 1951, the Philadelphia Mint struck a massive number of pennies, but they were not heavily saved by collectors at the time. Unlike earlier years, when there was a much higher demand for coins, 1951 pennies were considered just another coin. However, over time, many of these pennies were spent, worn out, or melted down, leaving fewer pristine examples in circulation. It's not just about the 1951 penny existing, but about the condition in which it survives. Coins in excellent condition, with little wear and clear features, are incredibly rare. A well-preserved 1951 no mint mark penny can fetch a price much higher than you might think. But there's more to it. Now, when it comes to determining the market value of any rare coin, one of the most important factors is its grade. Coin grading is a system that measures a coin's wear, condition, and overall appearance. It ranges from poor to mint state. Coins that have been well preserved and show little wear are graded higher, and that significantly impacts their market value. For the 1951 no mint mark Lincoln penny, those graded in the mint state range, especially in MS-65 or higher, can command higher prices. Some coins with near-perfect condition can push into the thousands of dollars. So, what is the current market value of a 1951 no-mint mark penny? Well, depending on its grade, it could be worth anywhere from a few dollars to thousands. For example, a typical 1951 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition may only be worth around 25 to 50 cents. However, if it's in an uncirculated condition, the value increases significantly. For coins graded at MS-65 or higher, values can climb into the hundreds of dollars. But here's where things get even more interesting. A 1951 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition, with a grade of MS-67 or better, could fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on demand. But could a 1951 no-mint mark penny really be worth $1 million? Well, in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. Some very rare coins, particularly those with unique errors or extremely low mintage numbers, have sold for millions of dollars at auction. While the 1951 no-mint mark penny is not one of those ultra-rare, one-in-a-lifetime finds, if you happen to discover one in exceptional, flawless condition, it could be worth a small fortune. It's important to remember that finding a coin in such high grade is almost as rare as the coin itself. In recent years, we've seen coins like the 1943 copper penny and the 1913 Liberty Head nickel sell for millions. While the 1951 no-mint mark penny may not have reached those extreme prices yet, it definitely has the potential for growth in the future, especially as more collectors seek out these rarer coins. If you're lucky enough to have a 1951 no-mint mark penny, or you're hoping to find one, here are a few tips to maximize its value. Look for pennies that are in excellent condition with minimal wear. The clearer the details, the higher the grade. Having your penny professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC will help determine its true market value. Keep an eye on auctions and online listings to understand how much these coins are currently selling for. If you believe your coin is rare and valuable, it might be worth holding onto it for a few years. Coin values fluctuate over time, and you might be sitting on a future treasure. So there you have it, the 1951 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary but has incredible potential for collectors. Whether it's worth a few dollars or thousands, this coin is a great example of how rarity and condition can skyrocket a coin's market value. And who knows, maybe your 1951 penny could one day fetch millions. Keep searching and keep collecting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below telling us about your favorite rare coin. 1964 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Is it worth a fortune? Maybe even $1 million? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny, a coin that's been around since 1909, is a staple in American currency. But today, we're focusing on one year in particular, the 1964 D penny. Now, you might be wondering, it's just another penny, right? Well, yes and no. The 1964 D penny features the famous Lincoln portrait designed by Victor David Brenner, and it has the mint mark D from the Denver Mint. This coin is a significant piece of American history, not only because it was struck at the height of the 1960s but also because of its potential value in today's market. The 1964 D penny is part of the first year that the U.S. Mint stopped producing silver pennies, moving to a copper alloy version for the penny. This shift was a result of the rising cost of silver during the early 1960s, and it played a big role in making these pennies somewhat significant. One of the main factors that sets the 1964 D penny apart is its minting during a time of transition. It's the last full year before the U.S. Mint introduced the redesigned Lincoln pennies with a different look in 1965. This makes the 1964 D penny a classic in the history of U.S. currency. Additionally, there have been a few oddities and varieties that make this coin even more intriguing to collectors. Whether it's the die variety or potential for minting errors, these pennies have garnered attention in recent years. Now, let's talk money, because that's why we're here, right? At face value, the 1964 D Lincoln penny is worth just 1 cent, but if you happen to stumble upon one in good condition, it could be worth far more. So, how much could you get for a 1964 D penny? Well, in general, the 1964 D Lincoln penny is quite common, and in average circulation condition, it won't fetch much more than its face value. However, the coin's value drastically increases when it's in uncirculated or higher grades, especially those graded by professional organizations like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. For a standard 1964 D penny in circulated condition, you can expect it to be worth about 10 to 20 cents. But, once it's in uncirculated condition, its value skyrockets. A high-grade 1964 D penny, graded MS-65 or higher, can range from $5 to $20, but the story doesn't stop there. If you find a coin with a minting error or rare die variety, you could be looking at a substantial increase in price. When it comes to the 1964 D penny, there are a few things that could make it really stand out in the market. Let's dive into those special, rare versions and mint errors that could increase the coin's worth significantly. This is one of the most sought-after varieties of the 1964 D penny. If you find a coin with a double die reverse, the value could increase substantially, sometimes reaching $100 or more depending on its grade. A double die is a result of the die being misaligned during the minting process, creating a double impression on the coin. Some 1964 D pennies have small die cracks, which can increase their rarity and value. A die crack can form when the metal die used to strike the coins begins to deteriorate. Collectors love these imperfections, so if you have a penny with one, it might be worth more than you think. Another common error for coins like the 1964 D is off-center strikes. These are coins that were not properly aligned in the press, creating a shift in the design. Coins like these can be worth hundreds of dollars in some cases, depending on how far off-center the design is. Now, I know what you're all waiting for: can a 1964 D penny ever be worth $1 million? Well, let's be realistic. A standard 1964 D penny will not fetch $1 million price tag. However, there have been record sales of rare and exceptional examples of Lincoln pennies that have fetched 6 figures. For example, a 1964 D penny with an extremely rare error or an exceptional uncirculated example with a double die could see bids in the $10,000 to $20,000 range. While it's a far cry from $1 million, it's still a significant amount. So, how can you tell if your 1964 D penny is worth more than face value? Here are a few tips to help you spot a rare or valuable coin. The first step is to check the coin's condition. Coins in uncirculated condition, those that have never been in circulation, are worth the most. If you have a coin that looks almost new with little to no signs of wear, it could be a gem. Search for double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other unusual marks. These errors can be subtle, so make sure to examine the coin carefully under good lighting. If you believe your 1964 D penny could be valuable, consider getting it graded by a professional organization like PCGS or NGC. A higher grade could significantly boost its market value. In conclusion, while the 1964 D Lincoln penny is not likely to be worth $1 million on its own, it can still fetch a significant amount depending on its condition and any unique varieties or errors it might have. If you find one in mint condition or with rare characteristics, you might have a valuable treasure in your hands. So, next time you're going through your spare change or browsing through a coin roll, take a second look at your 1964 D pennies. They might just be worth more than you think. 1967 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, the 1967 Lincoln penny might seem like just another ordinary coin from the 1960s. But what if I told you this simple copper piece could be worth far more than its face value? Let's take a closer look. The 1967 penny, which features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was minted as part of the regular circulation issue. However, there's something special about this coin that has captivated collectors for decades. And that's the absence of a mint mark. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about a missing mint mark? Normally, U.S. pennies minted after 1938 feature a mint mark indicating where they were produced: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D, or the San Francisco Mint, S. But the 1967 penny, which was supposed to have the Philadelphia Mint mark, was accidentally struck without one. This error is particularly intriguing because it's believed that some of these no mint mark coins may have come from the Denver Mint, but were misstruck in Philadelphia. Okay, now for the big question: how much is this coin really worth in today's market? Well, the value of a 1967 no mint mark penny varies depending on its condition. Coins in average circulated condition, where you can see wear and tear, are typically worth just a few cents over face value, maybe 5 to 10 cents. But, as with all coins, condition is king. If you happen to find a 1967 no mint mark penny in mint condition, meaning it's uncirculated with little to no signs of wear, you could expect a much higher value. In fact, high-quality 1967 pennies without a mint mark can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200 or more, depending on the market demand at any given time. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While the majority of these coins are worth between $50 and $200, there's a rare subset that has caught the attention of serious collectors, and those coins have sold for amounts that could make your jaw drop. In very rare cases, a 1967 no mint mark penny in pristine uncirculated condition, say, one with a perfect grade of MS67 or higher, could be worth a significant sum. We're talking upwards of $1,000, and some experts believe that in the right market conditions, it could even fetch a cool $10,000 or more in an auction. So, what exactly influences the value of these pennies? As we've seen, condition is a huge factor. The better the grade, the more the coin is worth. But it's also about rarity and demand. Even though the 1967 no mint mark penny was produced in large numbers, fewer of them have survived in uncirculated condition, making the ones that are still out there a hot commodity among collectors. In addition to condition, provenance matters. If the coin has a verified history or was owned by a famous collector, it could raise its price even further. Always make sure you have your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service before you try to sell or auction it. If you think you found a 1967 no mint mark penny, there are a few ways to go about verifying its value and selling it. The first step is to check its condition. If it looks to be in mint or near mint condition, consider sending it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll provide a certification that can help you determine the exact value. Once you've got an authenticated coin, you can either sell it privately, through an auction house, or via online platforms like eBay. But be prepared, coins in top condition don't come cheap, and you may find yourself parting with something that could eventually appreciate even further in the future. So, to sum it up, the 1967 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a coin with an intriguing backstory and an interesting market value. While most are worth only a few dollars, if you're lucky enough to own a high-quality, uncirculated specimen, you might just have a potential treasure on your hands. With a bit of research and authentication, you could find yourself holding a coin worth thousands, if not tens of thousands, of dollars. 1971 S. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one of these in your collection or just found it in your pocket change, but did you know this humble coin could be worth a small fortune, potentially even millions? That's right, this coin holds a secret, and today, we're going to uncover it all. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready for a deep dive into the 1971 S. Lincoln penny. First, let's set the stage. The year is 1971. The United States is experiencing a time of change. The world was a different place with new cultural movements, and the U.S. Mint was busily creating a new batch of pennies. One of those was the famous 1971 S. Lincoln penny, which was minted at the San Francisco Mint and is often the subject of significant collector interest. Now, you may be wondering, what's so special about the 1971 S. penny? After all, it's just a regular 1-cent piece, right? Well, the key to its value lies in the fact that it was struck with a proof finish at the San Francisco Mint, which gives it a distinctive mirror-like sheen. But there's more to this coin than just its shine. Let's talk about the potential rarities. While the regular 1971 penny doesn't carry a huge premium, there are very specific varieties that can command incredible prices. In fact, there are some rare error coins from this year that are causing excitement in the numismatic world. This error features noticeable doubling on the reverse side of the coin, especially on the words E pluribus unum and the 1 cent inscription. If you've got one of these in your collection, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Some of these coins have been known to fetch up to $10,000 in mint condition. This is where things get even more exciting. The 1971 penny was struck in both copper and copper-nickel, and if you find a copper-nickel version in mint condition, it could fetch substantial amounts from collectors. The coins made with the right metal mix, combined with a clear and pristine strike, can push the value significantly higher. So, how much is your 1971 penny really worth today? Well, the base value for most of these coins is about 1 cent, but the real story lies in the rarer, high-grade specimens and error coins. For a high-quality, regular-proof 1971 penny in flawless condition, you can expect a value of around $2 to $5 on the open market. But if you're lucky enough to have one with a rare error, like the double die or a stunning example from the no mint mark variety, the price can soar into the thousands. However, the true potential for the million-dollar market lies in one very rare and specific error. A few exceptional pieces of the 1971 Lincoln Penny have sold at auction for well over $100,000 and even as much as $1 million. Now, these are the unicorns of the coin world, the absolute top-tier rarities that are incredibly difficult to find, but they exist, and they're out there waiting for collectors to discover them. So, how can you identify a valuable 1971 penny? First, let's talk about the obvious signs to look for. Start with the mint mark. The S stands for the San Francisco Mint, but pay close attention to whether the coin is proof or business strike. A proof coin will have a much sharper detail and a reflective surface. Make sure to check the reverse for any doubling or other unique features. Second, consider the coin's grade. A higher grade penny, such as those in MS 65 or higher condition, will be worth more. Coins that have been well preserved with no visible wear will fetch significantly more than those that are worn or damaged. So, you've got a potential million-dollar coin on your hands. Now what? Well, the first step is to get it authenticated by a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will grade your coin and verify its authenticity, which is critical for getting top dollar in the market. Once authenticated and graded, your coin will be ready for auction or to be sold directly to collectors. Remember, a rare penny in high condition is worth much more when buyers know they're getting an authentic, high-quality piece. So, there you have it, folks, the 1971 Lincoln Penny could be worth far more than you think. If you happen to stumble across one of these rare error coins, or one in pristine condition, you could be holding a true treasure. Whether it's a valuable collector's item or a potential million-dollar find, make sure to always examine your pennies closely. Who knows? Your next pocket change might just be your ticket to a small fortune.